So for the introductory research to my project about modified OPS, I looked at the results from the American League voting, MVP voting, the National League MVP voting, and the Hall of Famers. Just as a little background for modified OPS, it takes base running and hitting into account, basically taking all the bases that a hitter creates and dividing it by the number of plate appearances he has. In general, the MVP votings were each fairly consistent. The main outlier came in the NL with Hanley Ramirez, who finished 8th in the actual National League MVP voting, was the leader in modified OPS with a 740, which tied for first in baseball with Mike Trout. The main reason he finished 8th was that he was injured for the first 2 months of the year, and generally MVP voters like players that are healthy for the whole year. The result that I was very happy about came when I looked at the Hall of Famers. The top two guys, Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays, are considered by many to be the two of the best baseball players of all time, so it makes sense that they're up there. But the third result was Rickey Henderson, who is more known for his base running. So one thing that made me very happy about was that it shows that the statistic doesn't extremely skew as much as I thought it would towards power hitters. While Henderson did hit for a solid amount of power with just under 300 home runs, his main note is that he stole over 1,400 bases in his career, and for having such a long career, did not really ground into that many double plays. So that makes me much more confident in the statistic that a player that was more known for his speed was towards the top of the list, as opposed to just strictly power hitters. My goal for the rest of the project is to start looking at the results from individual teams dating back to 2000 and comparing their modified OPS with the number of runs the team scored and see what kind of correlation there is. I'm also going to compare the runs scored to batting average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and OPS, with the hope that modified OPS has the strongest correlation to run scoring out of the 5 statistics. If it does, that would show that teams that have the highest modified OPS would end up scoring the most runs generally in a season, and it would make it so that a statistic that I just recently created would be able to be properly used by teams in evaluating talent and to be successful. My eventual goal is to use this information to predict team wins and losses by eventually using it for predictive methods and applying it to pitchers to see if there's a correlation between opponents' modified OPS and the runs that a team allows in a season.